I feel like TikTok Live is its own reality show in itself.
No, so that's how I describe it to people. I'm like, basically, we're running a reality show nightly and it's improv. There's no producers. We are the producers and the talent, which is horrible. If you do it right, it can be a fun reality show. People that get bored on live streams or don't like to battle, I'm like, you're doing it wrong.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your author, Alex Dry, and I am back with another entry of the Dry Diaries. Today, I have my best friend, top charted TikTok Live master, connoisseur, and everything in between, Gabriella Gomez.
Hello.
I call her Gabby, so it's always, I'm like, Gabriella.
I make the guys on TikTok call me daddy, so there's that too. Yeah.
Daddy.
I'm trying to get that to catch on with the ladies too.
I will not be calling you daddy.
Fair, fine, I guess.
But we'll keep it for TikTok.
Okay, perfect.
It's so entertaining. Anytime I'm at home and it's past, I would say 5 o'clock, and I'm just chilling or, doing nothing.
Yeah,
I always get on live and check out Gabby and what she's doing. She's always talking shit to somebody.
Which, it's funny because I don't actually talk shit. Like, compared to what I get, like, I get guys low-key verbally abusing me on a nightly basis. Like, actually, by definition, verbally abusing, cussing me out, all those things.
Which is so insane to me that that's even allowed.
It's actually crazy. I draw fouls a lot, is what I call it, meaning I draw bans, meaning they get pulled right offline. I stay on the For You page for that reason. I stay brand friendly, like, no cleavage. I toe the line. I control the guys, is what I like to say, instead of like talking shit, because my talking shit and theirs is very different. So I like to say I troll the guys a little bit more than I talk shit these days.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So give us life update.
I mean, TikTok, it's really been my main focus, building up the content agencies side of things and really just trying to figure out how do we expand this and what's the next stage of what I've been doing on TikTok Live. How do we make it interesting? Because at a certain point, everything is getting stale, getting boring, and there's so much opportunity. That's always been my end goal.
Yeah.
That now it's time to initiate phase 2 that we're hitting. It's been just over a year on TikTok.
That's so crazy.
Which is wild. Like
what did you think about
nothing.
the TikTok ban for a day?
We knew it was coming back. It was just a matter of time. I had reassurance from a lot of friends in powerful places elsewhere, we'll say, that it was coming back, that the government wanted it back. It's just a matter of getting all the people aligned on what's next and what's needed. Kind of an eerie feeling, like we were in a battle with 3 of my friends from Live, and basically it stopped us. And we couldn't exit. We couldn't go back to our main page. We couldn't do anything except for swipe up and out of the app, and then we couldn't get back in the app. So it froze us, essentially. The chat was getting booted. It was the eeriest experience, and I think I have a screen recording of everything that was going on, because I saw the first message. I heard the first message go off on one of the screens, and so I screen recorded my camera because it's a different view when you're in a creator side versus in the chat. Yeah. So I screen recorded both sides. It was eerie. I should probably go through those screen recordings and release something because it was creepy. Just the way that it was all unfolding. Down. It just shut down.
And then it got removed from the App Store. Now it's back so people can download it. Yeah. But for a while,
CapCut was even gone.
Yeah.
Which was tragic because I'm so quick on CapCut that all of my edits, I was like, oh, here goes. All of my work days now are bogged down because I'm catching up on CapCut edits for different videos and trying to get out the same amount of output. It was just impossible during the month that we didn't have it.
Yeah. I feel like you're always videoing everything. Gabby's queen of
never see me videos. Hopefully you never see me doing it. You catch on to it because you've been around me enough to know, like, watch out. I've got hidden cameras everywhere, pulling security footage if I need to. But most people won't even catch it. But yeah, I like to keep filming things because the amount of content that I put out every day it's a lot. The only other people that I know that do it on the same amount, the scale, is probably like Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Putting out for both his brand and him is a lot of content, but he's got a full team.
Which so you and Jeffrey always go live together.
Yeah, we went live several times this week. He got banned this weekend. It was a whole thing. Yeah, Jeffrey's been a great friend. Great. I can't ask for better friends. The core crew that I've got on there is solid because it's hard to trust people. Yeah. In the world of TikTok that I know. Content side, it's different because y'all have your own lanes. You know, you can build content and put it out on everyone's channels differently. We are fighting over mindshare, live stream space, your channel, and we're fighting over TV time. You know, essentially people are flipping through the channels like it's TV. I know. I have such respect for people who go live because I personally tried to do it for 30 minutes and felt like I was talking to a wall. Single screen is tough. It's tough. Yeah. I can ramble for days. You know that. Right. I'll tell stories. It's perfect for Gabby because she can talk to a wall. I was just not my thing. If the chat isn't moving, it's pretty soul crushing. You really have to have people in there talking to you. Otherwise, you're like, okay, what's going on? Which is why I go into into battles, and that's what I found battles as. Is like, okay, great. I can actually talk to people, and I'm not just staring off into myself and staring at myself for however long, just telling stories, talking to a chat that's getting toxic, because inevitably you're going to get trolls, you're going to get haters, you're going to get racist remarks, you're going to get sexist remarks, you're going to get people just trying to disturb your chat and then pick apart you. So your littlest insecurity that you knew you had that insecurity, they will find it and just exploit it beyond. It's shocking how quickly they can catch on to one little thing that you've got. There's a reason I contour my face the way that I do on live. There's a reason I contour my nose because they called me Owen Wilson. That hits so deep. It's hilarious. I can laugh about it, but yeah, they're like, hey, are you Owen Wilson? Are you related to Owen Wilson? You have the same nose. I'm like, yeah, actually, I kind of pass as a sister. Yeah, but now I like to just lean into it. I'm actually Owen Wilson. When have you seen me in the same room as Owen Wilson? Never. We are the same person. We are. I am Owen Wilson. Thank you. Because that's the only way to deal with it. Conspiracy deep dive on TikTok. Totally. And Owen Wilson are the same search person. That on TikTok. Can you imagine? So I mean, you gotta have to make fun of it, but without that, if you have to take a lot of hits there. So I always like to warn people, unless you're really comfortable with yourself or willing to get comfortable with you're gonna have a tough time. Because everyone thinks that it's so easy. Turn on the live button, good to go, rolling with it. But a year ago, I don't think I would have thought that I would be this confident on it. Because I was not this confident a year ago. So life updates, I am my healthiest, happiest, most confident self and thriving in what I'm doing. And I never thought this would probably be the lane ever. We were actually talking about that, Austin and I. Really? Yeah. Because I obviously haven't been in town in the last couple months since November. And so Gabby and my best friend Austin, they hung out one day. And I was like, oh, you hung out with Gabby? He was like, yeah. And we were just talking about, you have a different energy. Do I? Really? You just seem happier. More relaxed. I don't want to say you look happier because you don't look different. I think it's an aura. I do look different. I put a photo to myself before and after the 1 year of TikTok, I look completely different, but it's healthier. Yeah. It's healthier. I was stressed and sick. If you were to look at photos from a certain someone's birthday a year ago, which where our favorite functioning alcoholic. Okay. His birthday a year ago. Yeah. Look at those photos. I did not look well. I did not look well at all. I can see it. I was stressed. I was burnt out. I didn't know what I was going to do next. I was trying to just cobble everything together and it wasn't working, or it was just a matter of leaning into certain lanes. It was hard to break into. Yeah. So I was doing TikTok Shop at the time and taking over brand channels, but that's case by case, project by project. It's not sustainable. It's too stressful for me. I can't just hang on by project based work. That's not cool for me. It's not good for me.
I think it comes to show whenever you step into the lane that you're meant to be, how your life can really change. And it's just an overall lifestyle. And some people don't even realize it, but it really does affect your health, the way that you communicate with people, your relationships, friendships. And
I've stopped chasing so many things because I realized I was chasing, and why am I doing that? Because I'm so happy in other places that like, I don't need to chase anything. Really like personal relationship wise, like if I'm not getting the same energy that I'm putting out there from somebody, I'm not going to force it at all. I pick up on red flags quicker on dating. I'm glad that it shows though. I'm glad that was picked up on because I feel it and I'm so much more relaxed than not, but I'm around so many people that are anxious that sometimes I feel like they're projecting their anxiety onto me sometimes, where they'll think that I'm stressed and anxious.
That's such a huge thing that I've been also recently realizing is that there's a lot of situations, which I don't know if you guys can relate, but it can either be through friendships, even with family. It can go in so many different avenues, but occurrences or things will happen. And immediately it can be projected onto you, and you could feel like you're the crazy one. You start to question yourself or what you're doing. But then as you start healing more and more, you realize, okay, this isn't me. Yeah. This is a projection of what someone else is going through. Yep. And you really, before, like the old us would have been like, okay, are we crazy? Like, are we a part of the problem?
Yeah, it's gaslighting. Now, the textbook definition, right? Like, gaslighting, and there's another term that it goes by, but I've been calling it out. I call it out on streams too, because that happens a lot with the guys on stream. But I've noticed it in my personal life too. Like with dating, I was seeing someone or talking to somebody that was gaslighting me like crazy.
Even friendships.
Oh, totally.
That's where I've realized it a lot too.
Totally. I know. Enough to know. Yeah. But do you stick out those friendships? That's the question. Do you stick out those friendships even when they're in maybe I think it's maybe you have to find, is it a phase of gaslighting and insecurities and anxiety, or is it just their personality? And that's where it's like really toxic, I think.
And that's where you have to differentiate. And I think for myself, it's putting up boundaries with those people to a certain extent. And then once those boundaries are set, realizing, okay, how far do these boundaries go? And if it continues, then maybe we just aren't on the same frequency.
Yeah.
You know?
Because people that aren't respecting your boundaries, like, that's true manipulation, narcissism in that gaslighting capacity. And that's not healthy to be around at all.
Yeah.
I'm around that. I mean, that's half my dating life too right now. Honestly.
Gaslighting?
Yeah, just the narcissism. It comes with the territory. Yeah. People either are assuming so much about me that they avoid me in dating because they see me on camera, they see me at night. Yeah. I love it when they tune in. Because I mark certain viewers. So like when you come in, I see you. Yeah. Because you're marked. So you're flagged for me. Anytime you like the live, I see if you're liking you and the podcast. Like I have it marked. And I'll mark certain people and I'll see them come in. I'm like, oh, cool. They're just creeping and they're not watching. They're just watching to see if I say anything out of pocket about them too, which is really toxic, but probably shouldn't be talking to anyone that knows anything about live streaming.
Who's the hottest guy you've battled?
I don't know. It really just, it varies. I haven't battled too many ones that I would consider hot. I'm trying to think. The UK has... I've been on a global tour lately, trying to see what's out there, new people to battle, fresh faces. And the guys are usually in their 30s in the UK or just Europe in general. There's one guy out of Germany who looks like, oh my gosh, what's that one actor's name? Michelle Morone, the Italian dude. You've seen him, I guarantee it.
The guy I'm thinking of is Irish.
There's a lot though. There's a lot of attractive. They all are different. They all lean into their different vibes. I think there's hot and attractive demeanor to certain ones, and then there's like just the physically hot ones. The physically hot ones, God bless them, they're dumb as rocks. Like like you can't even have a conversation. It's like pulling teeth. Like there's one that just nods and smiles at me.
Oh, that's it.
And I got his shirt off for like 6 months. And then now he's like pulling back. He's like, I need to put my shirt on. I'm not a piece of meat. I'm like, no, that's literally what you are on here because you don't say anything.
Yeah.
You have no substance. So you should lean in. Let me help you. You know,
That's
like,
so funny.
then there's the ones that we have great conversations or it's just good energy. And so everyone's attractive in their own sense. Yeah. It's hard to say.
Would you date anyone that you go... I'm just stirring the pot.
I mean, look.
Would you date anyone that you go live with?
I have been instructed by several large streamers now that I look to for... There's two that I look to as like being ones that I would seek advice from if I ever needed it or wanted it. Mm-hmm. And one caught on to the fact... Two caught on... The two that I'm thinking, actually, both. Wow. Shit. I probably should have taken that seriously. They both gave me a little bit of a side eye about one guy that I was very flirty with and clearly spending more time with and talking to. Like, we all get into social circles. We try and go off the app and meet in person occasionally if we can, go on trips together because we all have the same work schedule for the most part, or can work from wherever. And it's nice to have streamers with you when you're traveling as a streamer because then you're like, okay, well, we're blocking out this time. This is a scheduled, we're all on stream. Different rooms. The Airbnb is set up a specific way. Like it's clear. And we don't have to sacrifice like imagine if you were out with a group of people and I'm like, okay, I gotta go stream instead of going out tonight. Like that's a bummer. It's a buzzkill. So it's nice to be with certain streamers. So we've traveled with a couple, but the two larger streamers that I look to as like older sibling types and mentors, both of them gave me like shit over text, like direct text messages. What are you doing? Leave. He's not worth it. This is no, just trust us.
Yeah.
Immediate no. One went off on another streamer that I was flirty with. I'm trying to not say names.
I feel like you cannot date a streamer.
It's the easiest though because they understand your work schedule, which is shit. Like our schedules are
I know, but
messed up. Like our schedules are beyond. And so until I'm trying to transition to daytimes, but like nighttimes where it's at, it's fun.
Unless it's a streamer that has a business that they're running separate and then they stream at night.
There are a lot of those.
Then, okay.
Because they're doing it for fun or promoting it.
But if it's just a streamer, I'm so sorry, Gabby. Absolutely not.
The problem is they all claim to have businesses. So the one that I'm thinking of that I've showed you and you've seen.
Yeah.
He's
tattoo boy.
I mean, they're all tattooed. So yeah, that one. But yes, that one. Yeah. And they all light you up like crazy. If you say one thing that they all assume you're talking about them constantly.
Of course.
I've like been flirty with a couple. Like they're all in my DMs since month one. I could be so messy. Alex, I could be so messy on this app if I wanted to. And I feel like that's underappreciated, the fact that I don't.
It's like the meme on Valentine's Day when the girl
I could
says,
knock all this over.
Right.
I could burn this shit to the ground.
I could burn all your relationships to the ground if I expose the DMs.
One screenshot of all the DM messages, just the names, purely the names and the previews. I don't even need to like put out the actual messages, just the fact that they're in there. Even just the hard eyes on videos, right? Like that, it's messy.
It's a double tap for me. Also, I filtered my DMs, so a lot of words that are even generic words I filtered out. So
I probably should do that.
My DMs are pretty dry.
Mine are messy, very, very messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're going live every night.
Every night. And the people that trip into me, it's like large creators trip into me because they're on the app creating. You know, those are the people that are on the app sometimes the most. And the funniest part for me is I get on, and mind you, I'm a nobody. I don't act, I don't sing, I have no talent. They like to say I have no talent. I talk for a living here sometimes, occasionally, troll people. I can get a guy's shirt off in average of 4 minutes on stream. Like, easy. That's my talent. But the amount of larger creators that come on and they're like, who are you? Where'd you come? Because I've got a huge room now. I average triple what other live pros are doing traffic wise, like the average numbers. Even the girl that you know, to triple, if not quadruple her numbers recently. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Perfect. Because it's competitive. We're all so competitive. It's nasty.
Yeah.
It's nasty. So when I get on and it's like somebody from The Bachelor, or it's a celebrity, or it's a musician. They're all looking at me like, who? You haven't been on a reality show. You haven't been on a dating show. Who are you?
Bachelor boy's really cute.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he kept declining me. I called him with Jeffrey, and Jeffrey, my friend Paul Dow, called him with those two, and he immediately declined, like almost double. I hate when they decline me because I'm like, ring, ring, it's me again, like as if I'm not going to call you twice. I'm the crazy girlfriend here. Welcome. I will call you multiple times. You answer my phone call. The
crazy girlfriend of TikTok Live.
Totally. No, actually, I've been leaning into that character a little bit.
That's
for
a good
funsies.
character.
It's a fun one. You kind of have to have your different lanes to play. And there's one guy that he's more schmink based, if you know what I'm saying.
What's schmink?
Kink.
Kink?
He's a kink based creator.
How does that work?
Meaning he's like got a mask on, all dark. You just see abs. There's chains, a squeaky chair. There's chains, a squeaky chair, and a bunny. And it's exactly what you think.
How is that even allowed?
He's found the lane. He's a live pro.
That's crazy.
Which is tough to do. Like, there's only a select few of us. Like, there's not a lot of us. So to be a live pro is like taken serious. I take it seriously. It's a badge of honor.
How is he able to get away with that?
He doesn't do anything crazy. He doesn't say anything
crazy. He just rattles his chains and moves his bunny.
Smacks the bunny on his face. It's incredible.
I can't.
You know I love this shit. I watch it and I'm like, this is fascinating.
Absolutely not.
My whole goal is to get him to chuckle. No. I want to get him to giggle on screen with me. So I'm playing it, and he helped me pack from our snow trip that I was on with a bunch of streamers, which was horrible trip.
Gabby had to ride down all the way to Big Bear or Mammoth?
Big Bear.
Big Bear from LA in a 2-seater Corvette. No trunk.
No trunk. Not his fault. The car situation was a disaster. The car service that they got it from was a disaster. So trying to give him credit there. But I did have to consolidate down my suitcase, which if any of you have gone to the snow, you need shoes, you need coats, you need things. And so on live, I was actually pulling in this creator that's kink based, and I'm like, okay, but can I bring the razzle dazzle, like the dazzly? Can I bring this dress? Because it's a content trip too. So we have lighting rigs, we have our outfits, and I'm more of a fashion, get ready with me type of creator is what I'll classify myself as now. And I need outfits. I need content of a lot of different outfits. Like I should have been packing 20 outfits for 3 days, and he didn't understand that because he just goes shirtless and.
Slaps the bunny on his face.
This is the creator that had the car. Just goes shirtless. But the bunny guy. So I was calling him up and I'm like, all right, but can I bring this see-through dress that I want to wear? But hear me out. We need the lingerie set underneath it. And then we've got this this sheer mesh dress. It looks great. Trust me on it. I have lights that'll be perfect. What about this dress? And I'm going back and forth with him, and he's just like sitting there.
Like, what?
His chat hated me at first. Hated me. Now they love me because it's just like, it's comical. It's banter and it's fun. He talks to me now. He doesn't talk to anyone else.
Okay.
We've gotten to a point where like he was a little drunk on New Year's and it got messy. I mean, I'm so mad I didn't pull the replays because they only last for a month. It was messy.
Dang.
Like he was very drunk and saying way too much that he shouldn't have been saying. And we all are a little bit more filtered on live. And he was talking about other large creators that you don't talk about like that, especially not on screen with me or this other person that was on screen, because we are on the FYP and friends with this person that we were like, record, like screen record this, somebody mods, like get in here.
Oh my
What in the world? Ended up on I've been on Reddit probably more than I want to know.
I feel like TikTok Live is its own reality show in itself.
No, so that's how I describe it to people. I'm like, basically we're running a reality show nightly and it's improv. There's no producers. We are the producers and the talent, which is horrible. If you do it right, it can be a fun reality show. People that get bored on live streams or don't like to battle, I'm like, you're doing it wrong.
So
you're doing it wrong.
When I tried it, me.
But your first couple are going to be like that. And so most people don't stick it out. But the creators that have hundreds of thousands of followers and have been doing this for a while, they're like, I don't really like to battle. I just like to go one-on-one with my chat. I'm like, that's why you have a toxic chat. Because they're not seeing you as...
interacting with other people.
They're not seeing you as a reality show. They're seeing you as potential candidate to date. It gets that toxic. Or a person that they have so much access to so that the minute you go into a battle... they lose that much access to you.
Yeah.
You're not paying just attention to them. You're not solely paying attention to them. You're trying to manage a battle, your co-hosts, and the chat, and that takes away from the chat.
Yeah.
And so the people that are used to one-on-one screen time and being like hyper focused on the chat, it gets so toxic.
All right. So speaking of relationships and dating, where are we at?
I have not been on the dating apps much in the past few months just because I've been focused elsewhere. And it got to the point where I just wasn't even checking them. My accounts were reported on a couple of accounts because people have been thinking that I'm a catfish.
Okay.
Which it's happened before in the past, but now it's like they can link to my TikTok. And because I don't photo verify on any of those apps, they're like, oh, you're impersonating this TikTok live, whatever.
I thought if you deleted the apps on your phone, it deleted the profile, but I guess it doesn't because people have... Yeah.
So I have a couple of accounts still active. Just there's nothing out. Like I go on a global tour on Hinge. I'll change my city and see what's out where. Just because otherwise I'm like, it's been the same 50 people on there for the past 10 years. Nothing new. I also try to go out in the real world and like meet people and I just need to maybe change my location because it's not it here.
Or travel.
I need to travel more, yeah. But even that, like I go on the global tour on Hinge and I'm not seeing anything. So I've put the beacon out to a couple of friends that are like successful. They have business minds to them. They're either their boyfriend or their girlfriend or their husband, their wife are business minded too. So at least like I know the person that they would refer me to or introduce me to are like comfortable with that. Because a lot of guys I'm finding aren't. They're looking at what I'm doing as like, oh, red flag, which is fair. I get it.
Maybe someone in the industry that is not going live necessarily, but understands the world.
Yeah. Someone in entertainment in some capacity or in even the finance guys will understand when I break it down.
Financially.
The finance guys would understand the business model because there's a business model here that's all like profitable. It's now about scaling and like I need someone with that brain to help amplify it or be that other half. But like, do I need a business partner or do I need a significant other? Probably someone in both. That's the dream.
You're ready for a serious relationship?
Definitely. I mean, definitely. A year ago, I think I would have said no. I think I thought I was, or I wanted it bad, and it was going to be more toxic than anything, right? I mean, you saw potential candidates there. It was...
Those were characters, not even potential candidates.
I was even like, I was trying to make things work with people just because I was like, oh, this person has a history of having longer term relationships. They're going to be more of a relationship type. Just thinking like, okay, that's better than nothing. I'll take the bad with the good and whatever. Trying to force a situation when I wasn't even comfortable or happy with my own life. Now I've got all that settled. My personal life, my career life, that's all pretty good. Like, again, knock on wood, like, now I think I'm truly ready to actually meet someone in my best self, bring the best self to the table. And I'm spotting the red flags so quick. And I think TikTok has brought that out of me for sure. Cause I can spot it from a mile away. I can sniff that out.
Yeah.
Real quick. I know how to trigger certain insecurities or certain things now too, to test the waters. So that's, I think I'm ready to.
Have you been on a date recently?
I have. I've been on a couple of dates in the past couple of months. We'll say that.
Okay. How did they go? Tell us the best, worst story.
One was someone that I know from TikTok.
Okay. Red flag.
Somewhat. I thought he was, I start to catch when you take someone off of the offline relationship, you take that like online relationship, take them offline, you catch certain things. Especially when they're not from here. You catch certain things and most people are a little bit, if they aren't around this kind of culture often, like they're going to be taken aback by it or nervous about it or pull back a bit because they're anxious or insecure. Same thing with like bringing any of the potential guys around any of my friends. My friend group is pretty successful. They're either good looking, they're tall, like the guy group too. Like the tall guys are going to bring out that insecurity in the guys real quick. The ones that are successful are going to bring out like the insecurity of the guys really quickly. So it's fun to pressure test.
So let's manifest. Manifest.
The
Who
perfect
would be
guy.
the perfect guy?
Somebody that's built their own thing, whether that's still active or they've retired from it.
Okay.
At any age. I think someone more mature, but that comes with the fact that they also have built their own thing. They're confident in it. They
ideal
hold
age?
their own. I don't think it's an age thing necessarily, but like, over 30 for sure. To like all things considered, probably over 30, most likely over 35, built their own thing, either retired from like something and then built something else now, even if that makes sense. So like they're an athlete, they were something, they would understand the entertainment side, but they've also built businesses after that. They weren't just the personality.
Okay.
I think that's a big factor. They would understand my competitiveness. They'd understand the business brain too, coupled with they need to know the entertainment, be comfortable with it enough to not be shying away from it. Height, taller than me. In my head, which in my head I'm 6'3".
Okay.
So that would be ideal. I think, and that comes, I get a lot of shit for this online. I think it's not necessarily about their height. It's about how they make me feel.
Okay.
So the girls that are like, oh, I only like a guy that's 6'4". No, you want a guy that makes you feel petite. Feminine. You want to be able to lean into your feminine energy. And if you're seeing eye to eye with a guy and you're already splitting all the bills, you're already doing all the things that are, tipping those scales a bit, you're going to now be like, well, he tries to big dog you. Like if I see eye to eye with the guy and I'm paying half of all the bills and everything, and like, he's not doing those extra things to make me be able to lean into my feminine energy, I want to be like dapping him up like a bro, not like, like it's not the same. So if somebody's able to let me lean into my feminine energy in one way or another, and I'm not saying that splitting the bills is like the only thing, it's just the first thing that's coming to my mind. Take charge, make plans, take the lead without being, because I think a lot of guys take the lead as in they're controlling and it's there where the highway. No, take the lead as in lead, like a proper leader. Like you're making plans, you're able to be flexible with plans if they change without stressing out. Because that's where the difference between controlling and taking the lead is in my head too. Because someone that just has that more dominant vibe to them, and that doesn't necessarily mean a height specifically, it's just the demeanor.
Yeah.
So
I think it's more so an energy. Even for myself, I haven't really had somebody that allowed me to step into my feminine energy. It is partly on myself because I haven't fully embraced it either, to allow them to do it, but it's because I feel like they didn't provide the space to let me step into that.
You've also been, you grew up in the same era I did, like, girl boss it up. We were told, like, at the same time that divorces were rising, we were growing up, and like my dad always was like, focus on work, build yourself, don't worry about these boys. Now he's like, hi, you should probably, like, what are you doing? Can't you just get a boyfriend? Like, what's happening? But it's because I've always been more dominant in situations. Actually, a friend of mine from Live, one of the mentor guys that I mentioned earlier, he even said, you come across so much more dominant than you actually want to be, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm forced to be here like this. It's not by choice. I'm a strong, independent woman, damn it, but not by choice. Like, I'm forced into this lane. So like, I would love for somebody to be able to let me relax, let me lean into that feminine energy. It's just that we've been told and taught and, forced to be this. And then the guys are more of the princess energy. If I have to take another selfie or another photo for a dude.
No, absolutely
Alex, if I only told you how many of the guys that I've gone out with recently, they're like, can you take a picture of me? I'm like,
by himself. Like, he's standing over and posing and you're taking a photo.
Not video photo. The whole
Absolutely
works.
not.
Well, you're good at taking photos. So like, I take them for myself. You never see it come. I'm doing it. I already shot 3 different types of content. Like, why am I taking your selfies now? Do it yourself.
Like, I'm down to take one photo, but it's also a little bit of a red flag because I always think of what my brother would do. Also, for all the girls out there, if a guy has sisters, then that's an automatic green flag.
Oh, no. If the sisters are particular people, if they lean into their feminine energy, if they are more of a us type, they take care of themselves. They're not willing to take shit from people. They're like more of a certain type, because I've gone out with guys that have sisters that are either meek and just like puppy dog types that chase their guy around or doing everything for their husbands. Like, there's different types of girls, and I think the expectation, I think the mom is probably the most impactful from what I've experienced to some degree. Like,
but I feel like if a guy has sisters, then they are used to being around women, and so anything that you do, or anything that a guy that grew up maybe around brothers or as a single child would get turned off as, like, just the girl stuff, you know? Whereas when they have sisters, okay, they're used to it. Like Dalton, he has been trained by sisters, and any girl could not do anything that's going to turn him away, because I've been like,
and he knows the things to do, I'm sure. Like, he's sending flowers. He's making sure that he takes the time to, like, plan a date, I'm sure. Like, he's not going to just coast through or expect the girl to plan things, or, like, you know, casual hangs, unless that's the bucket that he puts that girl in, really. Like, if he's taking something seriously, like, a guy should be taking a girl seriously if that's their intent. Like, you know right away how they perceive you. I give the first 2 dates, you get a little bit of grace, a little bit of pass. But, like, I went on 3 dates in December with somebody, and the first 2 were great, but I went to him. Mistake. Okay. Didn't offer to pay for an Uber, didn't offer to pick me up, didn't offer to drive me home. I was Ubering to and from, because I was like, I'm trying to work at the same time, and I'm taking time away from my work schedule to come meet with him.
He didn't offer at all?
Didn't even offer.
Okay.
Which is odd.
Red flag.
Red flag. The third date was going to be dinner, which means an entire day off, essentially, for me to take a night off of work. It's like, what night can I take you to dinner? I want to take you to a nice dinner, dress up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first of all, you haven't invested that much in, like, what? We're going to go all the way over to your side of town, which means I'm taking off even more time from my stream, from my daily life, from my day work, too. And I'm now going to you? You know? Like, what? Didn't even offer to pick me up, didn't offer. No. And I've had guys Uber, because they came in, they were staying in town, they'd Uber from their hotel to pick me up across town, and bring flowers, and then Uber us back to the restaurant, back, like, they were going back and forth, and they weren't even, that was just what they were, like, handling it. Yeah. I've had really good experiences with those types of guys. I wasn't ready for those types of guys at the moment. Like, the bill never hit the table. There was never a question. Like, don't you dare touch that bag. You know, like, don't even reach for it. And you could clearly get that vibe from them. They were taking charge in that kind of a way where you felt like, oh, this is something different. This is taken care of. This is, like, a different energy completely.
When my guy friends are doing more than guys that I'm going on dates with, I'm like, okay. That really tells you. Like, some of my guy friends, if I had a duffel bag or anything, they would immediately carry it to the car to help me out, just because it's heavy and it's a big bag and they're guys. Whereas I've been on dates, I feel like by now I'm like a virgin again. I haven't been on a date or anything in so long. But in the past, that hasn't even been done, where my guy friends do it. And so,
walk you to your car at night, you know, you have to ask, like, I don't want to walk on the street alone at night back to my car from the restaurant.
I think maybe first date, depending on the circumstances, Ubering or meeting each other at a spot's fine. But second date, if he's not offering to pick you up or offering to at least, like, call you an Uber, then that's a red flag.
As toxic as the guy we met through is, he handled things and set a tone where I was like, oh, dang, love bomb me for sure.
Which guy?
Damien.
Oh,
I talk about him already. I'm messy with him. I'm like, let me talk to you about Damien. Let's see. I'll tell you all the things. He's toxic, but, like, he set a tone, and honestly, it set a bar where I was like, okay, if he knew I was working a long day at the place that I was working, the person at that house, he would send lunch. Because he knew the person, he knew the...
Isn't he from the South?
It was very Southern. Everything was taken care of, like, handled it. He knew I didn't have time to shop for Coachella, and I was going for work. And so he's like, no, you need the outfit. Like, you need
That's
outfits.
so nice.
He was going to the gifting suites anyways.
Yeah.
And picking up stuff. So it didn't really cost anything, but it was the thoughtfulness that I was like, oh, you actually took the time to think about me and have these, people that were working there help curate outfits. You showed them my photo. And he like showed them my photo and was like, can you help me find outfits for her?
That's going above and beyond. I love.
But like, yeah, so that's, people are like, why did you date him and how did you date him? Mm-hmm. That's why.
Him and Mitchell are good guys.
Yeah.
I mean, from my experience,
they're not ready to settle down by any means.
I'm not trying to date either one of them.
No, but they are brought up well.
Yeah.
They're Southern hospitality, very mindful of things. Mm-hmm. And they want to take stress away from your life. Yeah. That's, I think, the best dominant, take the lead kind of a masculine energy that you can have.
Yeah.
Just so many guys don't do that, and it's shocking. That's like lost. I don't know why. I don't know how. Because it's not an age thing. Because both those guys are different ages. One's 20-something and one's 30-something. It's a cultural thing for sure. And it's like, how were you raised? And also, how much effort do you want to put in? Do you want to be the princess? I was talking about it the other day where I was like, the guys that are the better looking ones in the relationship and asking for you to take the photos, or thinking that they're the better looking ones in the relationship and asking you to do all the things, they want to be the princess. They want to be the star of the show. That's why you see so many guys that are really good looking with like not so good looking girls, or like not good looking girls, but like.
No, we understand.
Hometown pretty is what they've been called recently. We
understand. Or
hometown
vice versa.
Pretty. Exactly. They want to be the star of the show. And I think the only time it works is really when the female has got more of the attention in general, right? Like, that's the only time you're going to see a guy be faithful or respect or take the effort, take the time to like pursue a woman.
Why can't we both just be hot and both just
because
live
there's a power struggle.
Life?
There's a power struggle. I've thought about this a lot because I'm like, I date hot people. I only date hot people. Like, no.
Yeah, but if you're confident in yourself,
that's where older I think comes in.
Yes,
like the one I just showed you. That's a good looking dude. He's a little bit older. It's a good looking dude. Has his stuff together. But it's a matter of, does he want somebody that's going to take away attention? Is he mature enough to be okay with not being in the spotlight? Does he actually want to be the star? Does he need the attention?
You need a guy that can be in the spotlight and do his thing, and you can support him, but also he's fine with stepping back and you being in the spotlight.
And is willing to put you up onto that spotlight if needed, too. If he knows you're down for the day. A guy that knows you're down for the day is going to be like, okay, how can I make it better?
Right.
How can I make it better? Not
manifesting.
Why are you being grumpy with me? Like, two different energies there.
It's
completely.
maturity.
It's maturity, and it's a level of like self-awareness and narcissism aside. And I think that's really tough to find in dating these days, and really tough to find. Luckily, I have like the beacon out to like three very distinctly different groups of people.
Oh my gosh.
All that have friends that I know would be great like this, in this energy, in a lot of different industries too. So it's just a matter of, they're out there. It's just a matter of finding one that actually wants to settle down. And that's another hard thing with social media. But also
perspective. We haven't really been readier in that place.
Totally.
Until I would say the last 6 months.
I've been out with plenty in the past that would fit the bill, but I wasn't ready. I still wanted to be big dog, because I was insecure I thought being feminine and leaning into that lane would make somebody not respect me or not love me the same way. In reality, I've come to change that perspective completely, especially this past year, when I've been confronted by it. Yeah. People want to force me into this dominant lane again. I'm forced to be here like this. I do not want to be this strong, independent woman. If I have the choice, I'd love to be a strong, independent woman with a strong, independent guy too, matching the energy in a perfect world. It's just hard to find that. One ultimately is going to...
It's out there, but...
You just have to have the give and take in moments that,
Yeah.
I think a lot of the guys are going to be insecure with, especially like you and I, like we're strong-willed, we're independent, we don't need a guy. We know what we want to do. We've built something cool. We're probably making the same amount, if not more than them in some cases, which I won't do anymore because that ultimately breeds resentment. They need a plan. If you're not there yet, you need a plan to get there, because ultimately women do have a glass ceiling. We do have a time clock on on salaries that just
at this
is what
point,
it
I
is.
think that I need a plan, but I need you somewhat there.
Yeah, no, you need
With-
like 70, 80%. Like if your investments are tied up, if your stock for your startup is not paid out yet, like, okay, fine, but there's a plan to get there.
Yeah, as long as you have a
'cause-
plan like that and you're building
Yeah.
something and you've been in the position to lead.
And I think a lot of people hear this and they think, oh, you just want a guy with money. No, it's that you're not going to be insecure when you're around all of my friends and me. And you're not going to cut me down to make yourself feel better because you're not at the place that I'm at. I'm not going to have to sacrifice the nice things that I've built. And I like nice things. I want to go live in a nice place. I want to go travel nice places and not have to like stay at a lackluster place or like, you know, I'm not flying economy if I'm flying across the world.
I think it just boils down to it's not necessarily money, but success and maturity do equivalent, like it does equal money to show in some sort of sense.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I need someone that has a shit ton of money.
No.
It's no, I need someone that has been in a leadership position or has a passion or has built something that has the maturity backing to take control and lead me in certain instances, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be good, you know, with my career and my success.
The last thing you
but
need is
I
a
just
guy.
need someone that is on the same playing field as myself, if not higher up, to match that and allow us to step into our feminine energy.
It doesn't need to cut you down because ultimately they may not start out like this. I can catch it pretty quick nowadays, but like the negging is such a thing. Gaslighting and negging, that was the other term. They will ultimately try and cut you down in one way or another if they feel like they're inferior, because that's their way of dragging you down, so that if they're feeling insecure or beneath you in some way, shape, or form, and that's not you thinking about them, that's them thinking about themselves.
That's narcissistic qualities. I learned from my therapist.
Wait, what's narcissistic?
Whenever
qualities?
they're tearing you down.
It's one form of it, yes, but it's also an insecurity thing where they feel the need to drag you down because they know that they're swinging outside they're batting out above their league or whatever it's called. They're punching above their weight class. They're trying to get someone that's hotter and better and more successful than they are.
Yeah.
And they feel insecure about it and they don't think that they're ready or able to rise to the occasion and that you're going to leave them. So they're going to cut you down.
Narcissistic qualities are minimization, future faking,
Oh, the future faking.
blame
fun,
shifting,
Yep. Oh, God.
manipulating, and neglect.
I deal with nothing but narcissists.
So narcissistic people give attention to people who give them supply.
So if you're willing to tolerate any of those things and you're not willing to
You
hold your
provide
boundary.
something for them.
Yeah. But
They
like a lot of it is you're providing that
supply.
They're
usually
providing the
equals-
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like you want a boyfriend so bad you're willing to put up with any of this. No, we're not doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And trust me, it will make you sick. I have photo proof of it from myself.
You attract a narcissist because you're attractive physically, mentally, and have a status or praise about you. They love a constant, but over time they start to check out or pick and choose when they want to tune in. The more people
This is
who
what it
are
looks
likely
like.
to stay in these relationships are more empathetic people.
That
Oh my God, is this you?
That is what it looks like when you've gone through a year and a half of narcissistic abuse.
Whoa.
And I hate using that term because it makes it sound like he was such a narcissist. I don't know if he was. I think he was feeling like he was inferior when not
was
at the point.
this?
That was before I met you. A year before I met you.
That's crazy.
There's that, and then I had another photo. I'll have to find it because you can clearly see it on my face. The two stories
also
that I
such
had.
a thing. Whenever you are in some sort of, it doesn't even have to be a relationship. It can be a toxic friendship. It can be
Totally.
a toxic work environment.
Home life, your
home
parents
life.
sometimes, your siblings, like here, this.
Your body tunes into that, and you can either gain weight, become sick.
Even that was the
I think
beginning
you
of
look
it.
good there.
That was 4 months in.
Yeah,
That
you
was
look
4
fine
months
there.
in. 4 months in, no. We had just started and he had just started picking me apart. And you could see the swollen nose, swollen lips, and then now this is like no stress.
Yeah.
There's huge difference between the two. And nothing really weight-wise wasn't that different. It was different, but not that different.
But your body does hold on to stress weight. So,
and it can tell, it picks up on things that we don't pick up on necessarily until it's too late. So when I was starting to get weird, I would get like breakouts, like weird hives almost, or my hair started falling out. And I was like, what is happening? Because I was constantly having to step on eggshells around somebody and minimize myself and not talk about work because I was doing well. I was doing great there.
Yeah.
The minute it changed was once the abuse started escalating to the point where I was like minimizing myself at home and then feeling insecure about work and then being miserable at work because I was constantly having to like get back the energy that I just lost the night before from dealing with somebody. Like that's,
yeah.
And I mean, stonewalling, grit, like all those buzzy terms like that person was doing. I vivid memories and text messages and experiences were like, they were breaking me down and it caused me to be ill. How'd you get yourself
out of that post breakup?
Well, I mean, my mom, my best friend, and her now husband, who had only met me like 3 times at this point, which was a huge tell. He felt the need to step, like he even was like, hey, to my best friend, hey, is Gab okay? Like, what's going on?
But how'd you heal yourself once you got out of the relationship?
I mean, it took a minute. It took 2 years. Therapy, I was doing multiple times a week. I was going out on dates regardless, still having those flirty conversations because that helps a little bit. It helps get your confidence back. But I'd say I wasn't fully healed and probably until this year when I'm like, I'm now all the things that I thought maybe I could have been. I don't know, because I didn't think this was ever going to be my lane, but like I'm stable. Yeah. And I didn't think that was going to be possible for a while in a lot of regards.
And I think that stability came once you had to do all that work post breakup with health, mental, physical, all of that. And then once that all fell into place, then that passion and like future came and it just was that missing puzzle piece and it kind of made it complete.
Yeah, because no one's shocked that I'm doing what I'm doing right now, which is
no, I'm absolutely not shocked.
But that's the fact that's weird to me that nobody is shocked by it. Literally nobody. Nobody, like even like my grandma who has just like, no, of course you are. You know, like
But I think I've seen like as the puzzle pieces have been being put together over time. Yeah. So it's been cool to see, like, obviously as your best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it makes me happy because
you were watching it too unfold in a way where I was just coming out of like a year of really bad situations. 2 years. It was 2 years after all that. So I was starting to come out of the other end. Yeah. So you're starting to see me take on the more healthy elements.
Even vice versa. I feel like it's been for the both of us too, which has been cool.
And that I think is needed because honestly, you need your female friends. You need friendships in general. You need people that aren't going to tear you down too. Because imagine if I had kept some of the friends that I had around me too. They weren't my friends. Yeah. They wanted me to be in my place and stay there. And anyone that talks shit on what I'm doing now didn't actually want me to succeed. Yeah. They wanted me to stay in my place where they thought they were above me or doing better than me or more successful. And they're judging still. And I'm sure you experience this now too. 100%.
Or like, they don't see the bigger picture of what's happening. They only see the now and...
They assume the worst or they want to stigmatize it in any regard. Like anything on camera, people want to cut down. It is what it is, right? Like they're like, oh, you want to do a podcast? I'm sure you've gotten this before from friends. If I had stuck around those friend groups and really been in those friend groups and made an effort to stay in those friend groups, I would still be sick. Yeah. I cut out a lot of people because I just didn't feel like going out. I was miserable around them, anxious around them. I was tired of stepping on eggshells around friendships too. Like, even down to like certain family members, I distanced myself from to some degree too while I was healing because I couldn't. And I told them I can't. I'm trying to get myself to like secure your own oxygen mask before helping others. Yeah. Like that is the rule of thumb. Until I'm secure and I'm feeling like I'm breathing okay, I cannot successfully put the oxygen mask on anybody else and be able to help. It's just that you can't. That's why that's literally on every airplane. But I think a lot of people want to sacrifice their own air mass for other people.
I'm totally guilty of that. I'll be freaking blue in the face.
You both die.
And right.
You both die. Like, or you're barely living. And what does that do? And they wouldn't do it if it was reversed. I guarantee you, 99% of people wouldn't.
But it's so crazy because people that haven't put in the work or done the work for themselves see that as you being selfish.
No.
But they do, though.
They do. I know.
They see it as, you're being egotistical, you're being narcissistic, you're being selfish, you're only in it for yourself.
You're all about you.
You're all about you.
Oh, I get it all the time.
No, it's not that. It's that I, for the longest time, have been putting others above myself and having these unrealistic expectations for you guys that number one, you can't meet. Honestly, I need to change them, or you don't want to meet. And I have to do this for myself because I can't be there for other people the way that I should if I'm constantly at a loss for air.
Also, basically. Nobody else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
I had a long conversation with my mom about it as we were kind of like fighting one day. And she was like, you're being like a narcissist. Like, all you care about is yourself. Blah, blah, blah. I wasn't doing something. I don't even know what it was about. And I was like, you taught me nobody else is going to do this for me. That's why I'm a strong, independent woman, damn it. Like, what else nobody's going to fix these things for me. Nobody's going to take the time to like build my life for me.
Yeah.
I don't have a partner to build my life with me. So who am I thinking about? I have to think about myself so that I have a survival raft here of my own. Otherwise, we're all going to sink. Sorry, like I'm doing this for the greater good. It's just going to take some time. Like, trust the process. I'm doing what I can, and it's working. Because at first, everything I'm doing on TikTok, my parents were like, "What are you doing? Like, what do you actually do?" Like, I was fortunate and lucky that it took off the way it did, so that they literally could see why I was doing it and what I was getting out of it. Otherwise, if it was slower to take up, that's why so many people drop out of certain things, is because it's not paying off.
Right.
And you don't have the time, or you get burnt out trying to reason with other people that are trying to cut you down on it. Because people are going to cut you down. That's it. So
that's why I think it's really important too, as you're doing that work within yourself, you know the passion or the burning fire you have within of something that you know is going to be successful. And sometimes it takes time, or it takes a lot of work, endless nights, hours, whatever it is. And along the way, you're going to get so much hate. You're going to get people telling you that, what are you doing? It's not going to work, doubting you.
You're
all
just
these
staring
different
at yourself
things.
on a camera all day.
Whatever, whatever lane it is. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you are the only person who knows what you're meant to do in the lane that you're meant to be in.
It's your life.
And so you just have to keep pursuing it, because it's going to happen. It might take time, but it's going to happen. And honestly, for me, being a freaking Sagittarius and fire sign, as much hate as I've gotten starting a podcast and doing the different business ventures I've done, the amount of compliments and feedback that have been positive I've gotten, I actually was really overwhelmed with, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah,
because it was also telling who's watching me, who's there for me,
who's actually supporting you and wants to see you succeed versus who's not wanting you to succeed. That's a huge,
especially when it's coming from a girl, like girl's girl, like you claim,
and they don't ask to be
on a girl's girl, but are you a girl's girl?
Right. I hate the term girl's girl too, because a lot of them aren't, and they're just trying to be that way. And a girl's girl can come in a lot of forms. It doesn't mean you have to be a girl's girl with everybody either.
Yeah.
If I respect and I like a girl and I like what they're doing, I'm going to put them up on business and clap for them. I'm going to put them up there. If I don't get it, then I don't get it. But I'm not going to tear it down either.
Right.
But a lot of girls are going to. And so that's the crazy part. But it's funny, you'll see very distinctly who's on board with you succeeding and who never wanted you to succeed. And it's very clear as day at a certain point. Especially like I'm noticing it more and more, like this week specifically, I've been called something 3 times that I'm cutting myself down.
What is it?
Somebody called me celebrity crush. I've had 3 people call me their celebrity crush on other like channels, other podcasts, other like live streams. And I was like, I'm literally a nobody. Like, let's be so for real. I have no talent here except for running my mouth sometimes. But like that to me, I was like, okay, I got to change my own mentality.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. You trip into TikTok, you're going to I will find you, whether you like it or not. My elevator video or me yapping at somebody will find you. It's just a matter of time. You'll trip into the algorithm eventually. Somebody, like, it's a small universe there. So you have to almost reframe your mind of like, okay, I've gotten away from all the toxicity. I've gotten away from the toxic men. I've gotten away from the toxic friends, family, etc. Focused on my own, build my own self up. But why am I cutting myself down now?
Mm-hmm.
Have you experienced that?
Yeah.
You had that self-doubt?
All the time.
But it's so...
I think, yeah.
It's weird.
I think
that's the hardest hurdle.
You brand yourself in a certain way, but you don't give yourself enough credit. Because yes, you are known on TikTok for certain things or, saying certain things or having the certain personality, but people watch you because you have a lot to bring to the table. Like, it's not like you're just sitting there trolling people all the time.
Yeah.
You do talk about real subjects. And also, people aren't there behind the scenes whenever they're going through something. People are DMing you. You've showed me, and you're helping them through a lot of dark things, a lot of positive things, a lot of heavy things, and you're there to support them. So I think that's also like just the stigma of being a girl that's really pretty is that you get these surface level compliments or stigmas about you, and those aren't true. There's a lot more beneath the surface. It's just...
And it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I was taking it as a bad thing. Like, people will be like, oh, you're just a thirst trap. Well, I'm like, no, I got you in here because of that, though. You're here and staying here because of what I'm saying and what we're talking about and the community that we're building. That's the biggest thing that I've been trying to focus on recently is community building.
But that's what guys want. They want... a pretty face and with someone who has brains and that's smart. But once it's there, it's okay. Can you handle it? So I think at the end of the day, someone saying that you're their celebrity crush is a compliment, of course.
It's totally a compliment.
But it's just you have to be able to receive it and embrace it. And once you do, it's going to keep growing.
Yeah. And so that's my next challenge to myself. And I challenge you to do the same because I think I know where your mental state is at. I know where your mind goes too. Like, we're very similar in a lot of senses on that, where it's like, we're going to be our worst critics. That's the reason I'm able to deal with guys verbally abusing me online every night. Nobody's going to say shit to me that I haven't said to myself and worse. Like, trust me, none of your burns are actually burning me. Like, I can talk shit on myself all day long if you wanted me to. I'd be way better at it than any of these little boys. Like, get off me. I got to stop taking that mental state. It's not healthy.
And I also...
It's okay to be confident.
Trying to set boundaries of... Sometimes it may come across a little harsh or mean because we are also blunt people and blunt girls, and some people don't take it well, but we're also not the friends that are going to sit there and...
But that's not also your responsibility to change yourself.
Yeah.
For them.
I think it's also... I do think a little bit I could change the presentation of the way that I say things.
Sure.
In some regards, which I've been working on a lot.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit there and lie to your face and not be genuine in the way that I feel. But it's also the thing that I'm trying to learn is it even worth saying what I feel to some people, or is it better just to leave the situation and walk away?
It's the same reason I like to say, like, not all apologies are worth it. You don't need to force someone to apologize. What is that really doing? You don't need to confront somebody about something. Is that actually, or when you have somebody you can see is cheating on somebody else, are you going to tell that person that's getting cheated on? Sometimes it's just going to hurt more. Do you need to... did you encourage them to break up with that person? Probably, if it's a friend. But, you don't need to tell them and hurt them even more in some instances. Like, there's
depending on the level of...
It really just depends on what it is, right? Like, all things taken into consideration. But, like, sometimes you're telling people to make yourself feel better and alleviate your conscience, or, versus hurting the person. And that's not something I've ever seen you do.
Yeah.
They're asking for your opinion. You're going to give a direct opinion. That's a good thing. You want people around you that are going to tell you the reality, tell you the truth, not glaze you up, not hype you up in, inauthentic ways. Like, I see it a lot with one specific person. I think that's why I've become friends with them, the more, known person. that I go live with. And because I'll give a compliment when it's deserved. I'm not going to just gas you up for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm not going to like chase you around like a puppy dog, being your hype man. I'm going to tell you what's real, and I'm going to lift you up and let you know when it's like, okay, solid. Great. Let me make sure I'm the one on the camera when I can to get some behind the scenes shit too. But you
hyping us up, us running around Stagecoach together, filming each other.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Stagecoach. I gotta figure out all that, but
I'm so excited.
Yeah. We need a camera guy with us.
Yes.
Actually, I have one.
Full time.
Yeah. What's your plans for Stagecoach?
So Dalton, and then my cousin is coming again.
Nice.
And then I think Matt. And then my second cousin, he's like a cousin's cousin. I don't know.
Yeah,
so it's a little family affair. And then obviously like all of our friends are going to go.
Yeah.
And we're still figuring out all the plans, but we're going soon. So for any of y'all thinking about going to Stagecoach, definitely come if you see us around frolicking in the fields.
Do you see us outside? No, you didn't.
Come say hi.
But yes, you did.
Yes.
So yeah.
We will be there. I'm really excited for Backstreet Boys.
I did not know I am so out of the loop. Like, I need you to keep me updated on what's happening in the world.
Backstreet Boys, Nelly, Shaboozey.
Nelly? Okay, first of all, that's one of the most underrated albums.
It's getting hot in here.
No. The country album he put out.
Oh, Country Grammar. Isn't that him?
No, it was Sweatsuit. I'm pretty sure.
Sing.
There's two sides of the album. One was country.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of collaborations. I think it was Tim McGraw. Over and Over Again with Tim McGraw.
Yes.
Like that album is
underrated
and probably set the tone for what we know as country and modern country now. Like he was a Kickstarter.
About that song.
Yeah, we need to give Nelly his flowers here. Like nobody is talking about this, and I feel like that's underappreciated. Like he was probably one of the first people to do that. And he walked so Shaboozey can run, so Kane Brown can run, so even Morgan Wallen on 180, rapping to some degree. Like
that's so true.
He is the reason that crossover went from twangy Shania Twain lover, but like it was Elaine to what it is now. He bridged that gap. That's gonna be a great. Okay, I'll go to Stagecoach.
Yes.
Fine, I'll go.
Yeah,
if I must.
You have to.
Shaboozey's got an energy too. Have you ever seen him in person?
Yes. Last year at Stagecoach, we were at his house when he was performing.
So
Dalton went. I was next door, but I was laying out.
I was interviewing all those artists at Stagecoach last year. He walked by and he was like the one person I really wanted because I actually knew him versus I didn't know any of the others.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of the others at all. He's got a presence.
T-Pain will be there.
Stop it. So it's gonna be
buy you a drink.
Yeah. It's gonna be a disaster. I hope it's gonna be
It's gonna be amazing. Goo Goo Dolls.
Interesting. I was like, see, that's better. They've got something for everyone now.
What's Goo Goo Dolls?
But it's gonna make it so that it's gonna be a logistical nightmare.
Sing Goo Goo Dolls song.
I don't know.
I was going to say Slide, but that's Matchbox.
No.
Where did I go wrong? No, that's wrong.
No.
Goo Goo Dolls.
They're like way older.
Yeah. I know that they sing one song. Who else?
But yeah, I need to figure Stagecoach out.
I'm excited for Jelly Roll. He's my favorite.
Jelly Roll seems so cool. He's one person that I want to interview on TikTok. Specifically.
I know, I want him on the podcast. His story's sick.
I have a lot of mutual friends with him on the live side because like the live live community is very small, and one of them is like very connected with him. Same thing with Graham Barham is an up and coming guy. I go live with Bailey Zimmerman's brother. Just met him. He was super cute. So nice.
He's single.
Bailey's how old is he?
Bailey Zimmerman. He's around. No, he's around our age.
You're younger than I am. Me and my big age here need someone.
He's like my age, 31, 32.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I need Riley Green.
Dude. Yeah.
He is so normal. He's one. We have so many commonalities. He's from Alabama, small town ranch. down to earth.
But he seems like this is probably the stigma we get too.
Fits with the country, Texas lifestyle.
People always assume I'm from Texas, by the way.
Yeah,
I should just start saying yes. Well, I also wear a cowboy hat.
True.
And seem to thrive in the country zones. But no, he seems like, and this is just pure perception, never seen an interview of him, never really seen him talk or the demeanor there, but physically looking at him, he's like somebody that you would be like, oh, he has to be the star of the show, because you want to put him in that place too. You want to put him to be the star of the show because he looks that way. You're like, I hope you're the star of the show. But it also translates to relationships. Sure, it's very hard for him to date.
Probably.
It's similar issues carry over. Stars, they're just like us.
I think I've just been around, my family being athletes. I've been around people that have big careers or roles, but they're very humble people. So for me,
Same.
I don't care like how successful you are or how big you are, but like don't be cocky about it.
Yeah, but that's the hardest thing in dating.
You can't sell me on, I'm famous, I'm this. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
I'm always around that, so it's nothing new. But that also provides, that's the bigger indicator. Is somebody a true narcissist and needs the limelight, needs to be the star of the show? Or are they just talented at what they do and leaning into it and confident in their lane in that regard? Those are the two differences. I've dated both in that world, right? And because I'm in a similar zone, my work life put me into those scenarios. That's where I pressure test people that aren't in those zones. Can you come hang with the friends and not feel the need to big dog and prove yourself at a table of people that are all like, we're good. We've been in these streets. We've been handling business for a while.
You know why I think it is?
Why?
They all know their purpose.
So this is literally
if you know your purpose behind your passion, then you don't care to get the acknowledgement that you are seeking, because you know eventually your purpose is going to pay or your passion is going to pay off.
It's very
because
clear.
You know your purpose.
I have said this, and this has been like my theme for the past 4-6 months. When I hit Live Pro, this was part of this speech, was don't chase your passion, chase your purpose. Because purpose is going to be more gratifying. It's going to be more stable. You're going to feel more at ease because people are telling you and confirming and reaffirming.
This is why we're best friends, because I literally said this on the podcast earlier.
It's a thing. You don't chase your passion. Your passion should be your side project, the things that keeps you like fun, but it changes too.
But also your passion can be your purpose.
Totally. It can, mine merge the two. You can find a way to merge the two too, but your purpose is what people consistently come to you for. And oftentimes people fight that. I fought it.
Yeah.
I fought it for years. I thought I was like doing what I was supposed to do in the lane that I was supposed to be in, because I went to school for it. I went to jobs. I went up the corporate, like we did the things. But people kept having me do the content side forever, which is why I don't think anyone is shocked, which I'm shocked I'm where I am today doing what I do.
Yeah, but I've always told you. Like, ever since
everyone had. So I had been fighting that. Everyone was like, you need to be doing the content side. You need to be a photographer. You need to be doing the video side. You should be in front of the camera talking. My grandpa, when I was like a child, told me I should be a news anchor. You know, like there's little things that, I get the trolls saying that all the time too. The Owen Wilson thing are the two. But it's a thing. You should lean into your purpose, not your passion. Your passion will change. It'll always be there. Yeah. But it shouldn't provide your stability, or you're going to feel just infinitely more appreciated if you're leaning into your purpose. Yeah. And most people are trying to force their purpose or find their purpose, and they're not leaning into their true purpose because they don't know it or they don't have it. Yeah. And so, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. If you see us at Stagecoach, we'll be there. If you see us outside, no, you didn't. Great. But you did. But you did. We'll be having fun, so you can come join us. We usually are running, chilling around the fields, taking photos. We caused chaos last year. Yeah, I broke 3 tops that night. 3. Do you remember that? I guess 3 of them popped back together. They were attached to my bag at a certain point. I'm like, so we need to figure that out. Outfits, planning, hair. It's a whole thing. It really is. It's a month of planning at least. Like, you got to make appointments. There's lashes. There's tanning. There's prep work. Full styling.
Spray tan for sure.
Photographer.
Yeah.
Are you going to give... It sounds so bad when I say... I hate saying it, but it's so much easier to have just a group photographer. One dedicated person hired with the drone. I just really want drone shoots, honestly. I just need a drone.
You love a good drone.
I don't need a boyfriend. I need a drone videographer.
All right, guys. Well, that is it for today's entry. We are going to prep for Stagecoach. We're so excited. Can't wait. Frolic in the fields. Anyways, okay, that concludes today's entry of the Dry Diaries. We will see you next week. Bye.